want to be the same like you guys.
Okay, guys, it's gonna start streaming here. Should be working. Let's see.
You're gonna have to talk louder, Midnight, because it's really quiet. You're really quiet.
I'm sure it's working. I know, it's so complicated to use. If everybody can bear with us while we're trying to work all this out. Yes, it is working. Alright, hello everybody.
No, not yet, not yet.
Oh, it's already on. Okay.
No, not at all, because I still got off air.
No, as soon as it says she's broadcasting, that's her broadcasting.
Yes,
It takes
Okay.
a while for it to stream it.
Okay, we broadcasted.
Yes. So, welcome everybody. This is Midnight Command, and we've got presenters today. We've got Haskell Wolf, Jano, and Grizzly King. This is him. Right? Make sure you get them all right. We're going to talk about the frequent disconnects that we've been having issues with, upgrade time with the new events coming up so frequently. Is there enough time between the events? Thor drops, whether we think it's good or not. Along with you all, we'd like to hear that, your opinions. The lost texts and spec ops, have they been dropping enough, or are we getting too much resources? And also, I guess there's been some changes in the game, so some of the updates that have occurred on the subject. So who would like to go first?
I'll go first. You forgot to mention about the Cobras and the wing drones that's just been recently released.
That was done last week, though, wasn't it?
Not so much really. We could touch up on it now that it's come live, and obviously we've seen what they're like now. Obviously, the Cobras has a lot of them is mainly thoriums upgrade, and the only way you're going to unlock them is by getting thoriums. And for most players out there, obviously a lot of low to mid player levels are just using these units at its current state, and for them to be able to actually upgrade it in the workshop, they need to be able to get thoriums. And being able to get thoriums is pretty difficult for the mid to low level players, because we all know it's not an easy task to do. And I'm sure the cost of these components are pretty expensive. What do you reckon, Steve? Grizzly King?
Yeah, for the mid to low level players, it's quite difficult. You need quite a bit of thorium to upgrade these units. I know they have, they've introduced the small thorium depots, but those are only a few 100,000. The lower to mid-level players, the level 15 to 20s, they need at least large depots, a few larges and a few giants to really get going with the upgrade and the customization of those drones. So,
have you actually upgraded any of them yet, or seen the prices of the thorium upgrades?
I've seen the prices. I haven't upgraded them yet. I'm working on other things.
What's the cost of the thorium upgrades on it?
They go anywhere up to, once you get up higher, it's anywhere up to $1 million, I believe.
1.2.
1.2 million, yeah.
Jesus. That's a lot, isn't it?
That's a lot for a low-level player, for sure.
Exactly. And these units are low-level player units.
Yes.
Even with the customizations. I don't know. Obviously,
kind of actually surprised they're not a little bit lower, in the mid 400 to 500,000 range, but I guess they want us to get a lot of thorium.
Yeah, and the only one that's going to be able to do that is the people that don't really use these units.
Yeah, it's going to be a big benefit for people who have the alt accounts. I mean, if you think about it, they're the ones that have a lot of low level, and they're going to be able to go out and get that for themselves. If you think about it.
Yeah. So, what do you reckon, Pascal?
Yeah, I think you can see it a little different too, because now there's more interaction too, because you can help the lower levels get the thorium. And that's why you create groups anymore. The interaction with other people is better now. It depends on where you are, if you're not in a war zone or something. But you say lower level units, but I look at the wing drones I'm working on right now, and I think you can make them pretty cool to use them in your silo, you know.
Yeah, in the
Next to your-
silos.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't take it out on the battlefield, will you?
No, never.
Exactly. Obviously, now we've got the hangar, which gives us space to actually play around with the silo and air units that we use to take out in the battlefield. But you wouldn't be taking wing drones in the battlefield, let's put it that way, because as a high-level player, you should already have the gigantic wing drone, which is the Spectre or the Condor. So, you know.
Well, I do love the Reapers now these days in the battle because everybody's trying to protect the base with the Elite Valkyries, you know. So I use the Reapers a lot more, like you did. Yeah.
I've always had Reapers in my base. The wing drones and the Cobras are extremely expensive in thoriums. Kickstarter, I don't know what type of feedback you got from the previews, but I didn't get into that preview. It's really pointless for me to go into the preview these days because I've lost my Facebook account. So and you need a Facebook account to go into preview, so I'm not even bothering to go in there to give full feedback because I can't even play with half of the equipment because I don't even have half of the equipment, unfortunately. So as for that, from whatever feedback Kickside got, I'm sure there would have been a lot of people saying that the thorium cost is too expensive. But then again, in preview, I'm sure there was tons of thoriums dropping, so it didn't matter how much the cost of it was. Did any of you two get into the previews? Or three,
Yeah,
sorry?
I was in it. The big thing
Yeah.
with preview also you have to realize is the majority of the players that are in preview are upper level players. There's a few 20s you'll see here and there, but anything below that you don't see. Or at least I never do.
Yeah, but the thorium in the preview was unbelievable. It was 4 million for a medium deposit or something.
There you go then. So, you know, will the players actually give the feedback saying that, oh, it's going to be too expensive? Did they even think about, oh, you know, you're only getting 1.2 mil per giant thorium depot, and the only one that could really eliminate these thorium depots are higher level players that won't be using such units. You know, the medium players to the low level players are the ones that's should have been thought of in this case and made the
Yeah, and the depots that they do get are the smalls, and they have, how much do they even have? Does anybody know? Because I don't hit them. But they don't have hardly any Thor in them at all. I know that.
300, I think, or 250.
I think it's 250. Yeah, the mediums are
250k for the small one, and then 300 for the thorium depots, which is
So if you
still
take that-
lame.
If you take that into consideration, you know, it'll probably take a low-level player, you know, a while to get one of those. Probably 3 or 4 attacks, if not more. And then, you know, how long does that take? So that's what, like 20 minutes?
7
To
minutes
get
per
250
attack.
Yeah. To get 250,000 Thor, and then how many of those do you need to get? I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
Overwhelming.
Is there any decent tactics that could be used in this for medium to high? Well, let's just cross off the medium and low levels for now, because as we've already discussed, we're not going to be able to use them. They're not going to be able to really upgrade them to its max level because, first of all, they won't have their workshop maxed out just yet unless they're coining it like crazy. Second of all, it's going to be hard for them to get the thorium depots to actually get to upgrade these components, because I'm sure they'll have other stuff they're going to prioritize to upgrade.
Yeah. Well, then again, you also have to take into consideration some higher level players might use it, because I know I used the Cobras all the way up until I got the Spectre. And the Spectre hasn't been available the last 3 events, so a lot of players that could have gotten the Spectre but didn't the first time, you know, still haven't been able to get it since then. So maybe there are people that are using the Cobras. So it could
Possibly.
benefit them a little bit. I don't know.
People that never got the
It's
Hellstorms.
completely negative. Yeah, you can have,
Well-
I think, 2 Cobras with the 5 Hellstorms. So,
What are you going to say, Pascal Word?
Well, I think, you know, if you are at a lower level, I think you should wait a little bit, you know, by spending your thorium now, because this is only the start, you know, with the wing drones and the Cobras. And if you have Elite Warhawks, don't spend too much on the Cobras, because if you can make better Cobras now than you have Elite Warhawks. And I think if you wait a month or two, max, you get Elite Warhawks in the workshop. So they should be better than the Cobras then. You know, so grow your thoughts.
There is one little thing that I did like about the Cobras is the ones where they spew out 2 elite riflemen when they get destroyed.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good because it's just like the FAV, obviously, but this one is the airtight one, which is good thinking from the out of the box for Kickstarter. You know, thinking out of the box. Pretty clever.
Yeah, I tried it in preview, and it's pretty funny, you know. But you know, the hell of a really elite rifleman. They come in range of the anti-air, so they come in range of the plasmas too. So if they drop, they get instant kills, you know. So it's hard, yeah. It's pretty out of the box thinking. It's a good thing, you know, but it's pretty useless.
If you get your 2 elite riflemen that you actually deployed get killed, you just go and get yourself a Cobra killed, and then you can have 2 extra elite riflemen there.
Yeah.
A little bit of tactics, but you know, a bit lame. You're going to go and waste a Cobra just so that you can get 2 elite riflemen. Well done.
It could better, you know, if you kill the Cobra, the Widowmaker jumps out of something. It's pretty cool.
Or kill a Condor and then a Widowmaker X jumps out.
Yeah. If you kill it, you double the
Cobra. I wonder what the
customizations
for them big air units are going to be like then. If they kill what is it, a Raptor and then I don't know, maybe
Hellstorms. What do you think of that?
No. Oh yeah, Hellstorms. Okay, no. Colossals come out of the Hellstorms, couldn't they?
Yeah. No, I think if they're going to put the Hellstorms, I think 100% they're not going to range. They're not going to do the range thing because if they're going to do that.
No, I don't think they're going to put any more range on the Hellstorms, to be honest. Hellfires, anything like that. None of these are going to get any range boost. If anything, they're going to bring out a newer unit that's going to have some type of range, but I wouldn't say anything that's more than a Hellfire.
But I think one of the choppers get more range these days. I don't know when, because if you see the range increase from the turrets, the gun turrets, they outrange now the choppers, most of the choppers and the windrows.
Yeah, the maxed out flank turret, and I think just the flank turrets. They outrange the elite Warhawks and Cobras, and obviously, you know, once again, if a low-level player only has elite Warhawks or Cobras, you're screwed because the max turrets are going to hit them units. You know? Steve,
so that's why the other thing. That's a great thing. If you look at the Cobra schematics, you pretty tight them up with the anti-flak thing, you know. So
yeah.
If you're going to use the schematics, sorry.
It looks like Steve's thinking up a session. Does he want to get something in there?
Come on, Steve.
I was just thinking about the flak turrets, like you guys were mentioning. The level 10 Elite Warhawk range is 360. The flak turrets are now, I think, 400. So obviously, like you guys were saying, they have no chance, right? I do like the idea of the customization with the Cobras for the flak. I mean, that's pretty neat. But obviously, like Pascal was saying, I think they're going to need a customization for the Warhawks now because they're pretty much useless.
I think that the Cobras are pretty much comparable to the Warhawks now. I mean, you don't have an elite version of a Cobra, but you can customize the Cobra. So in a way, it kind of makes an elite version of the Cobra without making an elite version.
You can even make the Cobra better than the elite Warhawks because you have the multi-targeted system. You have more damage to all. They already have the same range as the Warhawks. You can make the Cobra better now than the elite Warhawks.
I've always thought they were better even before the customization, but that's my personal feelings on that one.
So what we're talking about is that the Cobras now are better than elite Warhawks. So it beats me, but probably within a month we get the schematics for the elite Warhawks.
I guess.
Yeah.
I think that's enough about the customized air. Let's go on to something else. I know another one of the updates that was done was the sickle cells have been updated, their layout. I don't know if the resources have increased. Does anybody know anything about the sickle cells or the
Yeah,
sickle
the
syndicates?
resources on the regular sickle syndicates before they upgraded it was like 3 and 1 mil, and now they've put it up to 6 mil. Or this is the one that I'm looking at behind me now. It's 6.5 mils of resource, and it's still 10k thorium. So on looking at the base, it's there's a lot of work there just for 6 mil. A lot of work. Obviously, a 35 is a lot easier, and a 35 is just as the same. You know, it gives out the same resource. So apart from it doesn't give out the thorium, and obviously the sickle syndicate prizes, or shall I say, AM units. Personally, it's just too much work. I'd probably farm it for resource because the storages are all on the outside on this one anyway, so I'd probably farm this one pretty easily. But I wouldn't go the effort to take out the CC. Simple as. It's just too much effort. What do you reckon, Pascal?
Well, I took out the CC once, and the CC give almost a double amount of resources. So I don't know if it was a glitch. I didn't see the new layouts, but the last one.
We're talking about the new layout. There was a glitch. Yeah. There was a glitch one that gave you 14 mil of resource.
Yeah, I love that one.
I'm sure that's the one that
60%.
Yeah, and if you got 60%, you get 24 or 25 mil of each. So,
it was great to build peacekeepers.
Yeah. Other than that, these new layouts that they brought out now,
yeah, I see them.
You know, it's not worth it. What do you reckon, Steve?
Well, the only advantage that I've realized over the last little while is a special ops. Typically, when you take out a level 40 sickle, you're usually going to get a pretty good special op, but it's not guaranteed, obviously, and it's all random. So, I mean, if I had the choice, I'd rather attack a 35, like you were saying, because it's just a little bit easier, and pretty much the payout's the same thing.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, actually, because, I mean, the special ops, like, has anybody actually been finding very many of those, or even the lost techs, for that matter?
No.
Lost techs, no, but the special ops, yeah.
Right, this is my encounter with the special ops from the point go, for me trying to upgrade my turret heads and my platform. It took me 2 drops to upgrade all of that to max level, right? And this is the percentage that I've put together quickly from my personal experience. On the rare side of the special ops, it's 0%. On the lost tech side of it, is 0%. On the common side, it's 5%. And then obviously the single res bonus that you would get out of these is 90%, which means like you'd either get just an oil bonus or a metal bonus. And then the 5% is a double res bonus, which gives you the oil and the metal. But at the same time, I hit a 35 and I got a 1 mil res bonus. Like I got a 1 mil oil and a 1 mil metal out of a 35. You're like, oh, really? 1 mil bonus. Oh, thank you very much. Cheers, guys. I would have rather had a rare drop or a lost tech out of that. You know, this is just. I don't know what Kixeye are doing to these updates, and I don't know where their data's finding all these awesome updates that's compensating for these lost tech drops or bonus res, but something is screwing up in this process badly. You know, when they install these new updates and upgrades, they really, really need to be thorough about it because they're screwing us players over. You know, I used to get a lot of lost techs and I used to get a decent rare drops or res bonuses, and now it's just really tight. You know, Kixeye is becoming extremely tight somewhere here, and they're just not giving in, or the data's messing up in the process.
Yeah, but I tried.
A little bit, because I mean, like,
yeah.
The lost techs, I think they should be a little harder to come by now. That you can get them using the metals. I mean, if you can get them with the metals, you shouldn't have to be able to get them every single time you hit a base, basically. It would give you a reason to actually go for the metals. But then, as far as the Spec Ops, I mean, yeah, I think they should definitely have more of those.
Yeah, I think we have to think about that way either, you know, because for high levels to take a 35, it's, you know, nothing for us. So what they try to do with Infamy and with the rogue bases, they try to push you into attack bases, normal bases, you know, to get your resources from them, to gain your Infamy, to gain more resources if you use a special ops, you know. It's I think that they push the higher levels a little bit more to attacking bases instead of growing only with rogue bases, you know, like some players do.
I don't know. Go on, Steve. What were you going to say about?
Well, I know myself. I mean, a lot of times I'm attacking a lot of rogue depots just because I don't have the time to go and set up and attack guys. You know, I'm on intermittently at, you know, half an hour here, half an hour there. And the special ops, to be honest, I've only gotten one, I think, in the last, like, 6 months. And I just got it the other day. So I think they're rare and they're hard to come by if you're attacking rogue bases. In terms of special ops, usually the higher the rogue depot, probably the better opportunity you have of getting one. But it's all random, like you said. Like 90% of the time, you're getting one of the other, metal or oil, and it's very rare you get both metal and oil at the same rogue depot. So I don't know. Maybe Kix, I should be looking at it.
Yeah, they really need to look at this because I'm not saying it's unfair to the players, but we put in the effort to obviously get these resource out of it, and in hope to get some type of decent, I don't know, added extra parts like Lost Techs, decent rare drops, spec ops, you know, or res bonuses. But I haven't seen nothing from me upgrading all of my platforms and all of my turret heads. And I've hit a lot of rogues just to get these upgraded. You know, 31 mil per platforms and 10 mil per turret head to change it. And then obviously it was like 41 mil to upgrade the turret head itself. And you know, I'm not counting the thoriums because you don't get nothing out of the thoriums, i.e. you don't get no res bonuses or lost techs out of them. But the percentage is really screwed up at the moment in comparison to what we had it before. You know, before the percentage was extremely good. And also something I've realised in the sector I'm in now, there's like loads and loads of Eastern hordes, and there's barely any of the other bases. You know, I don't know what's going on. Whether the Eastern hordes are just like they've become into like the new Hellhound farm base only, because the resources are pretty easy to get to with either Cobras or Hellstorms. You know, but there's a lot of them in the sector that I am in. Oh, some people jumped over and they said, "Bloody hell, this is a sector just for Eastern hordes." It's like, yeah, you could say that.
Well, yeah, you have two kinds of Eastern herds. You know, the one is with the flamethrowers on the right side and with the gunners on the left side. Then you can do with two fingers in your eyes, you know. But the other ones, they skipping because they have Hercs in it, and they see the Hercs increase of range, so they are afraid that they shoot the Hellstorms down. That's why they don't bother. Well, I take them with my Hellstorms, no problem.
Yeah, it's true what you're saying, Pascal, because I've noticed that in my sector that there's tons of Eastern rogue bases, and it's pretty much that one with the Hercules in them. People are just kind of skipping them by and going to easier Hellhounds or Mayhems or anything else that's not an Eastern horde with the Hercules.
You're right, yeah. So there's a dilemma on there with the it looks like the 40s are going to be the other pain in the ass, but you know, Eastern Horde or the 40s, whichever one you want.
Well, I see even high levels asking in the pages how to kill that easily. This Hercules Eastern Herd, and I think to myself, take your time, you know, do parameter by parameter, and you kill it anyway. You know, take your time, you know. But you know, most of the people are in rush. I always say this is a game, you know. Take your time, you know, to kill something. Take your time with the event.
The Eastern Hordes are easy enough to kill. All you got to do is bait out the Hercules, the Mega Tanks. Once you've baited them out, after that it's just pretty much a breeze.
Cleaning up.
But the problem with that is it takes time to do all that. And with the limitations that we've got these days, and you know, there's a lot of stuff to upgrade, you don't have that time anymore. If you roll back a year ago, you know, it didn't matter how long it took you to take down a road base, because you've got several upgrades going on, and you can't physically go and upgrade anything else, because the upgrades them days took ages, you know, because you had no thoriums to instant upgrade something. So it didn't matter how hard the bases were then, because you'd have like probably 6 or 7 days wait before you could actually spend it. So people wouldn't be going out getting tons and tons of resource at the pure fact that they'll probably end up losing it. And nowadays, as soon as you're getting them resin, it's going straight out again, because the cost of these upgrades, regardless of them being a 5-minute upgrade, is just really expensive. So, you know, and you don't have the you don't really have the storage to store twice the amount, which means that you're doing one upgrade, and that's all your resource. That's 40. I think 44 mil is the max for anyone that hasn't compressed their storages.
54.
54?
Yeah.
Is it 54? I thought it was 40.
No, it's 45. It's 45 million for max metal and oil. Deep.
Yeah, without any compression. Yeah.
Yeah, 45 million.
I thought it was. It's 90 mil if you completely compressed your storages. You get 90 mil.
Probably I'm wrong, but I have 54. It's 54.
No.
I have maxed
I know it's in the 40 something. It is in the 40.
Yeah, if you don't use expansion, but I use expansion.
Well, we were talking about non-expanded.
Oh yeah, sorry, non expanded.
I have it's 42 mil 500 or 50,000, I believe. That's what I have in mind.
There you go.
I can hold 54.
Yeah, Timmy also says.
Yeah, I can hold 58 on each. So you know, but I've compressed it.
Yeah.
But I've compressed mine, so I was talking about non-compressed stuff. But other than that, like I said, once you've spent that res that you collected, it's gone already, because it's pretty much depletes you completely. So I don't know. Maybe Kicksign might want to give us added upgrades to the storages.
What I found was kind of interesting is I've been upgrading my Spectre, and it's now level 12. But from jumping from level 12 to level 13, it goes from 2 million thorium to 4 million thorium. So you would think maybe it should have jumped to 3 million, and then maybe veteran level 14 would be 4 million, but I guess every veteran level unit after that.
Whoa. Are you going ahead of yourself? There is no veteran level 14 yet.
No, but
don't even give Kickstarter any ideas, man. I'm not even impressed if they even take this on board now.
This is new for me, or else I put my thorium on the Spectre, not on the wing drones, bro.
Jesus Christ.
But what I'm saying, Jack, I'm just surprised it doubled.
Yet. We have enough upgrades to do.
I'm just surprised it doubled for one level. That's what I'm saying. For 12 to 13, it jumped from 2 million to 4 million. So.
Well, the reason that is because they gave us another another storage. I don't know.
What, you mean another thorium vault?
Yeah.
Man,
and I think that was a big part of that.
I think it's silly, to be honest. Making us spend the whole two thorium vaults. You know, you'd think they gave us double the chance to actually upgrade 2 things in one go, but it's still, you're upgrading 1 item and then you've pretty much depleted yourself already. You're just going around in circles and making the players go around in circles, and sooner or later the players are just going to go, really? You know, and not only that, the events are coming around so fast that by the time you actually get to upgrade something, it'd be 2 events away. When you first got it, it was 2 events away before, you know, and you've already fallen behind with that unit, because whilst everyone else is...
Well, Kick better put the thorium depots permanently on the base because the drops are insane. Every 1.5 day you get a new drop, so why they can put the Thor drops in?
I'm not complaining about the thorium drops, mate, because to be honest, it's good.
Yeah.
We've been getting a drop just about every day, haven't we? I mean, from what I've noticed.
Every day and a half.
Yeah, it's been pretty frequent.
It's good in my point of view. It's good because, like I said, it took me 2 drops to upgrade the turret heads plus the platforms to maximum level.
Yeah, and if we had a better way to get resources, like a 40 that actually had resources in it, maybe it would be a little bit better.
I know some clans you can kill. They have enough resources. Go to Steve's sector.
The 40 bases, they need to have more res in them. If you're not going to give more thorium in the 40 bases, they need at least have more resources to have worth it.
I'll give everyone a little tip that I've been doing, how I've been getting the resources. Obviously, if you've been lucky enough to get yourself a kleptomaniac,
60%.
Spec Ops, stick that on and then go and find yourself Red Locust 30, Hellhound 30 or 35. Even a Red Locust 35 is pretty easy. You can just use Hellstorms on that. I wouldn't recommend. Well, you could try using Cobras or Warhawks on there, but Hellstorms and Spectres can do it alone. And I mean, either you can use one or the other. You don't have to use both. Obviously, if you wanted to do it faster, you could use both. And on a Hellhound 35, it takes me just under 5 minutes to totally annihilate it with the Spectres and the Hellstorms. Obviously, with the Hellstorm, it takes me two attacks, which is time wasting, and it's not what you want to be doing. In the 30 Hellhounds, it takes you 1 attack with the Spectre alone, or it takes you less than 4 minutes to attack it with the Spectre and the the Hellstorms. Eastern Hordes, just don't bother going near them because you'll just take more damage than you're going to come out with, and then that'll stop you from actually getting any more resource because you're taking severe damage from trying to take these off. Like Pascal said, there is another setup out there for the Eastern Hordes, and it's dead easy. You can do it with your eyes closed and just let Ruby do the whole lot. But the other one is just a pain in the ass, and it's just really pointless. The Highway Zealots 30, they're okay, but you'll have to bait out the Valkyries in them, and the same with the 35. And then you could either snipe the towers with a mega tank and a laser, and then the rest of it is pretty easy with Hellstorm. I've got a couple of videos out on for that. So if you want to go and have a quick check, it doesn't take long. It takes 2 attacks. Yeah, it's time wasting, but at least you're not taking severe damages.
No, the Zealots with the 30, John, I'm sorry to interrupt you. The Zealots with the 30, the level 30, you have the group of elite the Folks there in the left corner. If you deploy your customized EGATs with 35 range extra, you can kill them without baiting anything. So.
Yeah, just make sure you put one Valkyrie with that, because they're the regular Vals that don't actually go and hit ground units. So you can bait it out with a Valkyrie of your own, and then get them to chase that into the Gatling trucks, or even elite riflemen. You know, either way. The Armored Corps level 30 and 35. Those can be tricky at points because they've got some dodgy setups with the towers, but the Spectre alone can take it out pretty easily because some of them doesn't have any stingers, or if they did, they've never managed to hit me yet anyway. But I didn't see any stingers in there, and you can just easily wipe it out with a Spectre, which is what I've used Spectre all the way through to do things. Obviously, I tested out the Hellstorms as well when I came out with the Spectre being on top all the time. And you take minimum damage on the Spectre, you can keep going and going and going until you've got no more thoriums, or until you've got nothing else to upgrade.
Well, both Armored Corps, if you have maxed Hellstorms, you can take them out easily. 5 Hellstorms.
I was practicing yesterday with that Armored Core with the 2 towers on the right side, and basically you could take all the resources with 5 Hellstorms and take out all the turrets as well. If you want to bring in customized E-Megas to take out the CC, you can do that. Or you can just use your Spectre, go around a few times, take out those 2 towers, and then it's pretty much easy with your 5 Hellstorms to take out the CC.
No, the splash damage will kill the towers in that one. And with the other one, the bunker, your Hellstorms outrange the bunkers because there's only riflemen and some machine gunners in it.
So overall, you guys are doing okay with the resources?
Yeah, we are. You're gonna have to speak out a bit louder, Nick.
So overall, you guys are doing okay with resources?
Yeah,
Not
we
having
are.
any trouble? That's good.
What about yourself? Are you having any trouble?
I still think it's very tedious, to be honest. I still think that they need to have a base that has a lot more res in it to be, I don't know. It just becomes too much, having to take out 3 or 4 just to, you know, upgrade a platform. I don't know.
It does.
That's
take
my
a lot.
feelings. And then with all the frequent disconnects, you know, you add to that, so it takes a lot of time and frustration.
Yeah, there's the disconnect I'm having with the disconnections is when I end the attack at the end. Obviously, you know, it freezes my whole web, and I have to close my flash. Everything I have open, I'll have to close it all down and reboot the whole thing, which is a pain in the ass. I believe Steve is having another type of different problems of disconnect. Would you like to fill us in on that, Steve?
Yeah, well, I'm using Google Chrome, and I did believe I had a fix. One of the gentlemen that I play with was stating that he had a fix for the Google Chrome, and it's basically for the Shockwave plugin, and you could set that up. And I did post it on the Freedom Flyers webpage, and I think a few people did comment on it. I thought at first it was working quite well, but then, of course, as usual, I just continue to get disconnected. And it always appears to occur when there's a large amount of gunners in a bunker, or there's too much going on at once, whether you're throwing Hellstorms, Hellfires, and gunners all at once, and then all of a sudden it just disconnects. It kind of like bogs down and lags, and then it just kind of, it's all gone. I mean, then I have to reboot like you're doing and get out of it altogether and go back in. So I don't know if it's if there is a simple fix that KixEye can, you know, let us know about, or if there's something we're not noticing about Chrome, or is it Chrome that's the issue? I really don't know. I'm confused. I'd like to know though.
From my past experience, Steve, I've played obviously on laptop, on desktop, and I've switched over to an iMac. Right? From what I'm hearing on you is exactly the same problem as I had on all the other PCs apart from the iMac. You know, you're getting disconnect during heavy gunfires and stuff like that. So I don't really think it's anything to do with the web browsers that you're using. I think it's something to do with, I know you're not going to like this, but it's something to do with your computer, buddy. It just can't handle the data that's being thrown at it. Especially when you're just talking about the heavy gunners shooting away, and then obviously your stuff shooting away, and then you'll end up disconnecting. Well, do you remember when there was big kickoff about the FAVs? It's exactly the same there, and 99% of that. I mean, they managed to fix that and reduce it down, but there were still people having problems with that.
Yeah, but I use my FAVs quite frequently, and it never disconnects when I use my FAVs.
Yeah, because KixEye managed to fix. They found a fix a way around that. Okay?
Well, I'm wondering if they can do the same thing with the gunners and the Hellstorms and the Hellfires. I don't know. I don't.
They could slow down the rates of fire, which means that they're just going to end up nerfing it. It's exactly the same as what they did with the FAVs. They ended up nerfing that to fix the performance issue.
Steve, there's nothing wrong with your connection. You have to throw out the Commodore 64 now. Go to bed, Ian. It's better.
Well, I'm going to look at different things. I mean, I'm looking at maybe going to fiber op, higher speed. Maybe I'll look at it. I know I have a very high quality video card and everything, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on. I know I've talked to other players in my sector. They're having similar issues. And I've talked to other players who've gone to Firefox as the browser. So I don't know. It's interesting, anyways.
Okay. Well, I have no issues with that whatsoever on my end. The only disconnect that I have an issue with is once I've ended the attack, and that just kicks me out, or it just freezes my whole system down.
Yeah, me too, John.
and I'm sure I believe that's across the game, not just on my side. So it's not nothing to do with our computers because it's across the game. Right.
It kind of sucks because when you DP a base and you get that,
So and when you're halfway through the base, and then you end the attack to go in again, and then you get a flash crash, and you're like, really? my unit's now getting sniped. Thank you very much. I either coin it or just walk away with my tails in between my legs and say, I'll come back to you when I'm repaired again.
They've usually fixed these, issues in the past. I know they've been frequent issues before, so, it's a reoccurring problem. I'm sure they'll fix it again. Something else that they did do recently was an aircrafts can now be repaired in the order which they're placed in the platoon. I didn't know if anybody knew that or not. But I guess, if you put it in the platoon like Cobra, Hellstorm, Spectre, it'll repair in that order. Not that it'll help you once they're dead, because you don't know which one's going to die. I don't know, it's supposed to be a fix, but let's say, keep trying, kicks high. I don't know. It's an attempt, I guess.
To be honest, as much as I was kicking off about this hangar thing, it hasn't caused me that much problem because I'm pretty careful with the Spectre and with the Hellstorms all at once. So I don't know. You could call it. I don't know what you want to call it, but I've got no problem with the way my airs are set up right now. Even with the hangars, I say I relied on a lot of micro repaired units, but I've managed to actually come away from that by being extra careful and still being able to do what I used to be able to do with just micro healed units. So,
I see the advantage. I tried to see the advantage of the hangar too, and I went to Steve Sector 229, and I want to shout out to Bandit because I like that guy, and Grey Wolf. But I see there, and I fight a clan, and they have all kind of different bases, and it brought me the advantage of change my air in several DPs, because one didn't use the flak tanks, and one did use the flak tanks. So I changed a lot with the Reapers and the Hellstorms to take them out,
But to truly be able to utilize it, did you not have to coin your repairs and then go in and use it, or did you just wait a day for the repairs and then?
No, because after 2 days of war with the same guys, what they have, so.
So you just warred with different ones at different days.
Yeah, and they war with me. I was there only with 2 people, and I get a lot of support of guys in the sector, but they're.
I still don't see the advantage of it. I don't know. That's just me personally, but
there is no advantage of it.
Yeah.
I just found a way to just be more careful and not lose my units as.
Yeah, but I need to be careful too, Jano.
I'm not saying you're not me. I'm just saying I'm more careful now than before.
Yeah,
before I was flawless with my units or with my air units because I knew that I could micro repair them and I'll be straight back out in the battlefield within 10-15 minutes of me micro repairing them. And now obviously I can't. So being more careful just gets me to be more tactical, I suppose, and not lose it as much. The other day I was taking out a guy in his own base with 1 platoon, and he had like over 1,000 infantry, and this is how careful I was. I used the same Spectre, the same platoon to take out his whole entire base, and at the end of it he called me a cheat because my Spectre was still alive and it was on a red bar. It was on a red bar, and he was like, but I never ended up losing it in the end. And I took out everything, I can't remember how much infantry I took from him, and whatever resource he had in there. But on the world chart, he was like, "You're a cheat. I see your Spectre was supposed to die, but it never died." And I'm like, "That's because I was being careful, buddy." And he's like, "I've got Vals in there. I've got Hercules in there, I've got flanks in there," and I'm like, it doesn't matter what you got in there, I can outrange them with my splash damage alone, I'll be taking them out before you take me out. Your Vals, I can always avoid them by retargeting right directly under your Vals. Obviously I'm not going to damage them, but at least I can avoid them, from their aim of fire on me. And he was like, "Oh, you're a cheat, And I said, "Look mate, if you really think I'm a cheat, come back to my base and come and hit me, and then you can find out how much of a cheat I am, because I bet you any money you'll just do exactly the same to me as I just did to you." whether you use up what I used up or used up a lot more. He ended up losing Spectre. No, he kept his Spectre alive because he FAVV, Mega Tank me, and Widowmaker me. He lost all his ground units, but the only and he chucked a couple of Peacemakers as well. But other than that, he's still 100% me, and you know, I couldn't see how I was cheating there because he came out exactly the same as I did. He 100% DP'd me, and I 100% DP'd him. I just lost less. So
I'm not going to put this in this show, but I'm going to show you guys within the group. I'm going to show you some attack logs. What I experienced at 229, it's really amazing. It really, I can tell you one thing. They lost 2 Spectres in 2 attacks in my base. I only had elite rifle.
There you go. Good lad.
Not sure when the event will be, because I know a lot of people are asking that, but at least there's hints coming out, so it'll be sometime before too long, probably. Yeah, I'll be watching for
I'm
previews.
ready for it. You know, I've got all my platforms and turrets. If it's going to be a hybrid defending and attacking, the units that I normally use are all maxed out now, and the base defenses are all maxed out. So,
well, I think
You
the
already
hybrid
said the glue
thing's
there,
been
Jano.
kinda, I think that's kind of
Sorry?
their MO now.
You already said the glue there. The glue of the hint that we're giving, it's going to be a hybrid unit.
Yeah, hybrid
So,
unit.
And
Be
this
anti-air.
event, probably the Spectre come back. So you're going to get a unit who defend and attack. So probably it's going to be a counter.
Or they're going to give us another epic lost tech, and it's going to be the Mega Tank AA unit. The one that everyone keeps commenting under my video, because I'm not sure how many other videos out there with the Mega Tank that can shoot air units, but yeah, they could bring that out as an event unit, as an event prize, which is going to be really, really expensive. You know, I hope they do, because it was really fun to mess around with people that was trying to snipe my Mega Tanks with Hellstorms, and just for me to run away from them, and then 2 seconds later I'm charging them.
It's going to be fun, you know, to kill a Spectre with your Mega Tanks.
Well, I'm not sure how fun that will be, because I'm not sure how the range of it is going to be affected, because I know the Hellstorms were firing before the Mega Tanks actually fired at the Hellstorm.
Yeah, but if you think about it, the Megas, they have a lot of armor. I mean, they've got a lot of health. So, I mean, you could spread a couple of them out a little further. Not only can they take out ground units, but they can take out the air, and they can live through it, through being hit by the
Jesus
Spectres.
Christ, yeah, that was lost forever, because everyone cried about it, and now everyone wants it back. And it's all under my videos. So yeah. Unfortunately, when they first introduced this AA Mega Tank component, a lot of people cried and said they don't want it. So Kixeye listened, and it never came out. Simple as that. Really. And a couple of months down, it was powerful at the time, but it's really not that powerful now.
That's true. Is there anything else anybody wants to talk about? Because I think that's about all I have.